Hey yo guys, how's it going? Tally here, and today we're going to take a look at the Hero Orcust deck. This deck's pretty nuts. It has a much higher ceiling than pure heroes. It is a bit brickier. It's less consistent than pure heroes, but realistically, if you manage to pull off this combo, which again is still really consistent, you actually just lock your opponent out from playing the game because you often end on a negate or two with a Dark Claw, with not a Bardiche, Dingrisu to use on your opponent's turn, and possibly a pop off of Bardiche, just depending on what you've got. So let's take a look at the deck profile. This does use a much heavier warrior engine, so it's not all just heroes, but there's a heavy warrior engine to it. But again, a massive part of the win condition is in fact Darklaw, right? I've said it before, and I'll say it until I stop playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Darklaw is one of the best monsters ever created because you cannot power creep, banish all cards that go to the graveyard on your opponent's side of the field. You cannot power creep that. As long as hero decks exist, Masked Hero Darklaw is always going to be a good card. Okay, but enough gushing. Okay, let's actually take a look at the deck. So as part of our warrior engine, we start off with 3 Neospace Connector and our 1 Aqua Dolphin. Okay, again, just because it turbos out is sold, and that lets you look at your opponent's hand, which sometimes will just win you a game. Okay, you look at your opponent's hand, see what negates they've got, or see what pieces of interaction they've got, or see what their combo is going to look like next turn, and then instead of maybe setting up Orcust Babel, you set up the Crescendo, just to really hit them with another negate. Okay, so those are pretty important. Again, it's just free Assault Bait. Then, speaking of more one-card combos, we have Free Vision Hero Vion. This card, Send and Mali, one-card combo. It's legit, it's insane. Okay, this card's fantastic. I'm so hyped, it's getting a secret reprint in like 5 days. What day is it? Yeah, in just about 5 days from now, so I'm really excited for that. These do look great, but Secret Vion, best Vion. Okay, then from here, we have 2 Shadow Mist. Kind of because 2 Shadow Mist kind of helps the grind game. You know, if you're going into the next couple turns, you can send a Shadow Mist off of Violin to help kind of fuel your hand. And also, you want to be able to summon Shadow Mist from the deck turn 1. So again, it's really important that even if you draw one, you've still got that card in your deck that you can summon off of Isolde to get one of your mass changes, to get your Dark Claw as part of your end board. And again, that's a really important part. Then we have 2 Solid Soldier because I find that I always brick with 3. It's a great card again. It can really start off your plays really well. If you start with this in Vion, you've got a nutty board. And it's just again, it's just great. Again, I found that I tend to brick when I have 3 in my deck, so I tend to stick to 2. But it's a great card, and honestly, it's a card that you cannot play a hero deck without playing Solid Soldier, and it's pretty searchable, so it's pretty good. Then, of course, next we have 2 Malicious because they only let us play 2, 1 Stratos. I'm going to be honest, right? So this is busted. This can never come back to free as long as links are alive. This card is always going to be semi-limited. Stratos, so I think Stratos could come to free. I'm probably talking from an uneducated standpoint, but realistically, like, it's a hero lives, which makes Stratos good these days. You know, normal summoning Stratos, adding a hero, doesn't really do much, okay? Stratos is still a great card, and it is part of the one-card combo that a Hero Lives makes with this deck, so we'll show you that soon. But yeah, so Stratos is a decent card. I'm actually getting ulti tomorrow. I couldn't wait to do the video though. I could have been more patient and had a much shinier Stratos, but I couldn't do that to you guys. Have to get this video out. I have to tell you all about how cool this deck is. Okay, but there we go. 2 Mali, 1 Stratos, just because that's all we can really play. Then for our Phantom Knights engine, we've got, there we go, 2 Boots, 2 Cloak. Again, I prefer 2 Boots, 2 Cloak, just to make sure that everything's always live, right? Just to make sure that my Phantom Knight engine is always live. I've always got something to send off of Bardiche, and that sometimes it can extend into the next turn as well, just to rack up some real advantage. And again, these are a massive part of the deck's win condition and being able to end on Darklaw. Again, one of the best boss monsters in the game. Armageddon Knight is just another 1-card combo, ditch Mali, then you just win. Okay, and then again throughout the game, if you start with this and an extender, it can just help get your Orcust into graveyard so that it's easier for you to play through hand traps, play through pieces of interaction. So it's a great card, fantastic. Next, we're moving on to our Orcust engine. 3 Heart Potter, 2 Nightmare, 1 World Wand, and 1 Symbol Skeleton. Okay, typical Orcust package, right? Sometimes you want to see this again, it's discard fodder for certain things. This deck does have really cool discard fodder though in Phoenix Blade. 2 Orcust Nightmare, because if you draw one, you don't want your combo to die. Symbol Skeleton, because it's a great combo extender. And World Wand, again, because it just helps you recur your resources throughout the rest of the game. Okay, pretty standard package there. It doesn't need too much explaining. It's just kind of, it is what it is. So that's all of our monsters there, right? As we can see, quite a beefy monster count. I didn't actually count how many monsters. I probably should have, but I didn't. Moving on to our spells for the best spell in the deck, absolute best spell in the deck. We have A Hero Lives, right? This card's a 1-card combo. This card's totally insane. This card's just, this card's busted. And the OCG, I believe they have it in more than 1, right? I think they have it at 2 or maybe 3. I don't think this card can ever come past 1, right? I would like it to be, I don't even mean like, I would adore it to be at 2 or 3. If it was at 3, honestly, like hero decks would be nasty. But that's the thing, they would just be an engine, right? Stratos, Vion, Mali, A Hero Lives. But it would be such an insane engine. It would probably get limited and or banned again. Not again, it would get limited again and or banned. Okay, best card in the deck right there. Another 1-card combo is Rota, Hornet Drones just to get an extra warrior on board, Mass Change 1 and Mass Change 2, just really you can search either of Shadow Mist just to go for whichever's more appropriate at the time. We're on 2 because we also run 2 Darklaw, right, so again, being able to get that second Shadow Mist out of the deck or being able to summon it from hand with Solid Soldier just means that you can set up your graveyard with this. Again, this is just always good if you end with a hero on board, so again, 1 of each because they're really searchable, really easy to find. 1 Orchestrated Babel because it's amazing, 1 Orchestrated Return because it's Destiny Draw basically. And again, you can set that off of Galatea if you've got no other targets on your opponent's turn, just to start your turn with a wee bit more advantage. Okay, Babel, again, just facilitates most of what this deck does well. Again, interrupting your opponent and actually being able to disrupt them really well on their turn. And then for Isolde, we have 5 pretty standard spell cards, right? We've got Phoenix Blade, which is infinite discard fodder for our nightmares for pretty much everything. Overdone Burial, because it's pretty cool. Living Fossil, because it's Monster Reborn. This really helps with some of your Orcusts, especially when they've been banished. And Moon Mirror Shield, again, it's one of those things that if you open Moon Mirror Shield, you can take the minus, but you can also put it back in your deck. So it just helps you make sure that everything goes pretty smoothly. Then for our traps, we have 1 really gaudy gold secret rare Shade Brigandine, which is again gold secret rare is cool as hell. 2 Fogblade and 2 Crescendo. Again, you can generally get at least 1 of these, sometimes 2. You want to search this out with Boots just to make sure that you can actually go into Darklaw. And then Crescendo again, if you open up with like Babel, then Crescendo is just what you go for otherwise, or if you go for it on your opponent's turn, just to make sure that you're more protected going into your turn so that you can set up your plays and finish them off. But that's the main deck. It's about 42 cards, I think. It's 42 cards. Again, it's pretty consistent, has a lot of 1-card combos. It's really the extra deck where the massive choke points are, but again, this deck works really well. Okay, so going into the extra deck, we have 2 Darklaw. Again, just one of the best boss monsters in the game. You'll never be able to power creep it. It's just amazing. One day I'm going to get me some ulties because, oh, god damn it, I love the ulties. Okay, then we have 1 Isolde, right? Isolde is just nuts, right? It's Dark Warrior, and that engine isn't as prevalent as it is, or as it was before. But literally at this time a year ago, people were calling for Isolde to be banned because it's just so much advantage, which is insane. Okay, Isolde facilitates being able to end on Darklaw and being able to actually really put a lot of pressure on your opponent. One of the best warrior extenders in the game. I think it's one of the best warrior extenders there will ever be in the game. Okay, maybe I'm getting ahead of myself. Then we have our nightmares. Phoenix, Cerberus, and Mermaid. Mermaid to get your Orcust Nightmare out of the deck. Cerberus, just because, you know, it's always good. It's a great utility card. Phoenix, again, great utility card. We go into Cerberus generally when we go first, because Phoenix is too important to waste. Then we have our 2 Galatea, and 1 Longrisu, and 1 Dingrisu. 2 Galatea, again, just to help your grind game. Longrisu breaks boards really well, right? It's a really underrated Orcust card, I think, because you can go Galatea, any extender really. Okay, any free special summon, could be Mali, could be an Orcust card, could be, you know, World Wand. Go into Longrisu, shuffle back some of your banished machine monsters, and then I believe it's like sends. It basically spins a monster, and then rank that up into Dingrisu. And again, you're just really putting a lot of pressure on your opponent, being able to really break their board and really dismantle what they're trying to do to you, and make sure that you can actually finish the game. Okay, especially because Longrisu, the turn that it sends or shuffles, basically spins a monster, gets rid of a monster, it can't attack, but Dingarisu can. So again, just really has this a fantastic ability to break your opponent's boards going second. And then our last link free, we've got the Phantom Knights Rusty Bardiche. Again, this card's absolutely broken. I don't know if it's going to get banned. I kind of hope it doesn't, because they've just hit everything related, like that heroes have used so hard recently. Things like Summon Sort, you know, the ban really hurt heroes. I'd like them not to ban Bardiche, but it's either that or Mermaid, and I don't know if I prefer to play heroes more, or or Mermaids, or Orcust. But even at that, like, I think if Mermaid goes in, it's hard to even use this in a hero deck. So I don't know. I'm really drawn. Guys, do me a favour. Tell me down below, what would you rather have banned, Mermaids or Bardiche? Okay, because this is quite a divisive topic. Some people say Mermaid, some people say Bardiche. And then our link 4 is just to help us round out the game. It's just our bottles, okay? Bottle Sword and Bottle Load. Bottle Load if you need to go after anything that's being really problematic and hard to destroy by battle. Bottle Sword because it ends games, okay? Both really great cards. I wouldn't... Well, I was going to say I wouldn't swap them for the world, but maybe I would definitely always keep Bottle Sword. Bottle Load comes and goes. Could be a super poly target if you want that. Could be Starving Venom, Fusion Dragon. But I think again, Bottle Load is just because it not only puts out damage, but it puts out, you know, a way to get around a lot of your opponent's really troublesome monsters. I'm using it just now. Might swap it out in future, but again, they're both 2 totally valid choices. Bottle Sword's always great though. If you do not have Bottle Sword, don't fuss, okay? It is getting a reprint, so it will be a bit more budget than before. Even if the price doesn't go down, Avramax is a great replacement. It's a great budget option. It's got a very similar effect. It just can't attack twice, so it does need a bit more to back it up in order to OTK your opponent. But again, Avramax in and of itself is a great card that doesn't replace Bottle Sword, but does its job very, very, very well. Okay, so that's the deck profile, guys, right? This deck ends on really crazy boards. This deck ends on a lot of pressure on your opponent, especially if they're playing anything like Orcust themselves, where everything gets banished. If they're playing anything with like dangers, it's really hard for them to accrue as much advantage because all of their stuff's getting banished. And then Darklaw, as like we've probably said before, it has its like second effect that people often forget, where it's like if they add a card to their hand, except during their draw phase, you banish a random card in their hand. So again, it just makes it really difficult for your opponent to continue to accrue different types of advantage on you. Okay, but we're going to wrap it up there before I start rambling about how great Darklaw is, because I could do that honestly forever. So again, as always, if you liked it, give it a liked. Give it a liked? Give it a like. If you loved it, give it a share and tell all your friends and family. Tell the postman about TCG Tally. As always, guys, if you want to join Team Tally, there is that subscribe button down below. I would love to hit 100 subscribers by September, so it would be fantastic if you could do that for me. As always as well, you have been fantastic. I've been Tally. I'll catch you all later. Bye-bye.